All right, we're back again for another more game jamming from GAMA Expo 2024. I'm here with Ric Heise, here representing MythWorks at the con. MythWorks, great. We're going to talk more about that at the end, but first, we have to game jam.
Yes, we do.
Rick, start your timer.
Yes, so...
Bing, bing, bing. All right. Hey, what do you want to make a game about? Any pieces that appeal to you? We got bits on the table.
I got this earlier from someone who produces games. I don't know exactly what it is. It says it's a hero enamel pin with a paladin.
All right.
I don't know.
It's
Let's
kind of
use
like
this
a
somewhere.
dragonborn guy, maybe?
It's a tiefling, it says.
Oh,
but
all right.
It can stand up and it can fall down.
Okay,
which is kind of cool.
That is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. All right, so
yeah.
we're gonna do like.
We got that.
Ooh, so we're gonna do like some sort of tactical thing, or is it like minis on the map kind of thing? We got some blank paper. We can make a
Do
map.
have beautiful blank paper.
Is that a
We
thing? We do generate a map out of something else?
You know, it's delightful. We got this blank paper here and this mini guy. The thing that's also fantastic is that this guy has pins on his back. We've got a stack of papers that are stapled here, and this is our other game tool and mechanic.
Sure.
This is an adventure of this tiefling, this demon turned towards the light across many worlds. We're embracing many different points that other varieties in realms of what's this guy named? Vomoko.
All right.
Vomoko, as decided because I saw letters around and picked the ones that are interesting. So I think that there's some aspect of punching through the paper.
Yeah, like transport to other worlds, going through the planes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
So let's roll a die.
Okay, we got a D8 there.
Fantastic.
We've got some other D6s here.
How many pages do we have in this? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I love the idea. Let's use and this little guy. We will use that D8.
Okay.
Let's roll that, please.
All right, I'll do it. I'll roll a die. Get us going. We got 6.
So we are going to
Punch through to the sixth world.
punch through to the 6th world.
And what is that going to result in? Like, what is the? So, I've already forgotten his name. So
Vomoko.
Vomoko. So Vomoko has punched through the 7th world, or through to the 6th world.
Yes.
Is this a dream journey? Is this a?
I think that this.
Are they on a mission?
Yeah.
Like,
So I love the idea that this is them pushing through to a fundamental reality within this space. They've had to adventure across this world. So I love the idea that you are telling this story backwards, essentially, in this case.
I'm here for that as a mechanic.
And so we have all of these worlds that Vomoko had to go through to get to here, to this 6th realm. So we're going to put a lesson Vomoko learned on each of these. We're going to represent them either in writing the word or drawing an image, to represent a lesson Vomoko has learned. Do we have anything to write with? No, I have this beautiful wand from, I guess, taxwizards.com. Not a sponsor, but they gave me a wild pen wand. So we need 6 things that Vomoko has learned to help them on their journey to the 6th realm.
I don't know if this is the first lesson that they would learn, but I got these recipe cards from one of the booths, and so I'm thinking like this one's for strawberry shortcake. So like a strawberry, like take time for yourself a little bit. Take time to cool out. That's one of the lessons I think. To make it through 6 worlds, you've got to at least eat some strawberry cake along the way.
Oh, I love that. So yeah, we'll draw a little strawberry here. I like the idea that whenever possible, much like the Quiet Year, the Dark Forest, whenever possible, we're avoiding writing words on this. So that way, it creates a weird esoteric document of play.
Right. So this can now be, not to criticize your art skills, but this is like a rosebud is just as easily as a strawberry in the memory.
Exactly. And I make my art with my words on purpose because when I put lines to reality, things do not always work out well. This is my strawberry as an example. So we need another lesson that Vomoko has learned on their journey to the 6th world.
Yeah, well, I think you gotta
honor their god. I do. It's my turn.
It's gotta be your turn.
I happen to have here a pin that I got from Rowan Rook and Deckard, an anatomical heart. I think that they have to follow their desires, but be wary of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Because your desires will show you not only the things that you want, but not everything that you want is an ideal thing. So I think that being able to follow your heart but be critical of it.
So an informed, following of your dreams, but like castles in the air, but build their foundations, kind of thing, like that balance, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am gonna represent this by putting a heart. Oh no, I'm changing it now. I'm bad at art. I'm making the change. I started one thing. I decided on a better idea. It's now a heart under a magnifying glass.
Oh, examining your heart, keeping it.
Yes.
Let's put Vomoko,
Vomoko up there so people can see. What about what lessons did he learn in the third world?
In the third world.
Yes,
so,
on his journey to the sixth.
So you established that this demon turned toward the light is a paladin, and I'm looking for any of these. None of these papers that we have here particularly strikes me as paladin, but I think there's some battle involved. I mean, he's got a sword and shield, right?
There is.
So there's definitely like some element of fighting, like I mean, there is I think a sort of violence has been inherent in this process.
Of course.
And there's some wreckage along the way, whether that's like, a lot of broken kobold homes, or whether that is like possibly broken relationships in Vomoko's own life. Like he went away to do this there's people left behind. There's a lot of wreckage through the process of this whole journey.
How's Vomoko like reacted with that violence? Because violence is a tool, right? But is it something that they embrace?
I think I would like to think that the way of the paladin is that it is like a tool that is necessary at times, but not one to be relied on if other options are available. But like sometimes you have to kill all the cultists, but like that's only after several other things have been tried.
I love it. Is Vomoko holding a weapon? No, just the handle of something. I love the idea. I'm gonna draw some scales with what kind of weapon do you think Vomoko wields?
So just the handle over the back shoulder.
Yeah, right. Enough
really
to hint, but not to tell, which is delightful, and I love it.
Yeah, I think maybe going along with the theme that I just said, that it's some sort of shadow sword that like it is part of it is like him touched by evil, or them like them touched by evil. So like to draw that sword is like there can be no other result than the harm that is once it's drawn, because it is a vile thing in and of itself. But that's part of the mentality of like drawing it as little as possible.
Yeah. I absolutely love that. So I'll represent this shadow sword, this reluctance to violence. I've drawn scales for weighing, and that shadow sword is way up high. Nothing is heavier than this. There should be reason to draw the darkness out when serving the light. I love that.
Nice.
So you had mentioned earlier that you didn't see anything over here that inspired you in terms of the paladinicity. I saw on this Game Manufacturers Association, this is a thing it says best practices for a tabletop media committee. We're just going to take those first words, best practices. We're going to lean into the things outside of the violence that Vomoko has learned. I love this. Yes, when it's my turn, you just.
This is the new iteration.
Beautiful. I love this. Great
So
development.
Keep talking.
So
I'm
this
taking
is
over the drawing for now.
Yeah. So these are the best practices, the things that have been valuable to Vomoko, because they don't want to wield their blade. What do they bring instead? And looking at Vomoko, they've got a big bannered shield of a crescent moon. I love the idea that their shield, their practice, their protection of others, they can destroy, but they've been caring for those around them, those who are weaker and smaller and in need, because they know what it is like to once have been bullied by those more powerful than you.
All right. So I was tempted to draw the shield to represent that, but instead I'm going to draw a strap. So that like the shield, it's a multi-tool to represent best practices.
Yes.
What is the equipment in general? What is the equipment that you strap on? Sometimes it's the shield that you have to strap on, but there's options.
Yeah, and like a shield is good, but a shield that's been strapped to you is much more powerful.
Sure. Here's the strap. It's a little belt. Got the belt buckle there, but it is the right tool for the right job.
Exactly.
The right tool for the right job.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
So what is So I think the last one I've got. Yeah. So for the last one for me, I've got this. Hey, this came from your booth.
It did.
MythWorks. Some characters here, original worlds, original stories. Great, but like this, I think this is like a found family kind of thing. Is what I'm thinking about.
I
So
love that.
if you go on a quest, I
Yeah.
talked about some of the relationships that you would break in order to leave, but there's also like heroes or participants or family that you find along the way.
Yeah.
Like there's people
I
that you're
love
going
that.
with. You've got to keep pushing forward through the 6 worlds for someone. So
Yeah.
there is family involved in this process.
I love that.
Even though some relationships are broken, new ones are found through the process.
Yeah, to represent this, I'm gonna scrabble together a handful of tents and a fire, because
Camping at night, that
journey.
campfire moment, that campfire moment.
Yes. You travel with your friends there, your companions. They are.
And that's when you learn all the stories like that you're telling of each other, of everyone's previous world that you've all been through together.
Exactly.
Or independently, you know.
Yeah. And you know what? Going back to that, taking care and treating yourself, I'm gonna throw a shitty cookpot over this fire as well, because that seems right. It looks like a mess, but that's fine.
Yeah, well, we know what it represents.
Yeah. As I said, my art comes through in words, not in pictures. So here's my.
Excellent.
And we're on to the last world. Why? Why did Vomoko come to the 6th world in this moment? Yeah, that's right. You're drawing.
No, I'm drawing.
They are here with the crescent moon on their shield. I think they are here to. They know that the true purpose of the moon is to provide light by reflecting the sun, by being brightness in shadow, by not producing your own light, but by shedding it where you can, by allowing it to reflect off of you, to flow through you. They are here not to fight some powerful presence. They are here not to destroy some great demon. They are here to be a symbol of light and hope. They are in this place because it is a place of those who are hopeless, and not because violence is being foisted upon them, but because the world itself is crushing them. And Vomoko is here to be a symbol that hope is real, hope exists, and hope needs action. And so Vomoko is here to show them how to take this hope, this beauty that sits within them, reflect it out onto the world, so brightness can shine unto itself in the 6th world.
All right, and I have represented that with this. It represents a mirror, and I drew a very hazy image of the character from the miniature here.
I love it.
His face. In mirror image, of course, because they're looking in the mirror.
Yeah.
All right, so the ideas of reflecting the light, but also like Vomoko is the light, so is also reflected as
I love
the
it.
sun
It's
reflects
a
the moon.
reflected moon mirror. That is brilliant and beautiful.
Yeah.
We still have some time.
We do
Vomoko has been on not only one journey, right? I rolled last time.
We're gonna.
And now we get to incorporate the lessons Vomoko has already learned, and we get to push on through this way.
Rick. This is
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
All right.
7.
7.
Oh.
I don't know if we're gonna get to 7. But,
Don't think that we're going to get to 7 either, but I love that.
Right. So let's do a couple. Let's do a couple
let's
till our
start.
time hits out.
I have no idea exactly where our timer is, but we'll push forward until then. 7 puts us all the way through the stack.
Right.
This is a game that might make you bleed if you do it poorly.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, at this point, I don't know why we would need to actually poke through, but that's for the
Must.
iteration stage. Poking
Yeah.
through.
Well, it's a new journey.
It's a new journey.
So new holes, new lessons, new
so
learnings.
it's gone through some of the images that we drew.
It did? Oh, that's cool.
So like the
Yeah,
mirror there on
in the
last
moon.
page got so like I think that is an element of there's some not necessarily rewriting, but like each new journey has to you punch through some of the old lessons that you've learned, and like they aren't as valid anymore because they've
I love that. They've been
damaged.
recontextualized.
Oh,
They've been pulled through into these
It's
other
not like
spaces.
they're negated, but there's new elements involved.
Yeah, you've learned more about them, and thus in learning they have changed. In being in ways unbound and previously unfound, you are made anew and different. That's cool as hell. The thing that really fundamentally got punched through, just because of where I put it, was that moon, that reflection. And you know what happens when a mirror moon is punctured and shattered, there would be the cracks. There would be the breaking.
There would be the cracks. Would you want to add that to the drawing, or do we keep the drawing intact and just let the whole represent the?
I think. Your journeys affect the things that you've learned. We want things to change as they're recontextualized. Yeah, let's throw some cracks on this moon.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Right across that sweet blue tiefling face.
Yeah. It has shattered in many ways.
Mirror. It's a cracked mirror.
It is a cracked mirror.
All right.
How is that cracked? So, I think that right now the most juicy.
There you go.
We don't get to talk about what the most juicy thing is.
The most juicy thing will be left for the future. So the way I like to finish this off is first of all, thanks for game jamming with me.
Thank you for having me.
So we want to talk about two things. One is what did we do here that we liked, and what would we definitely want to develop more if we were to do this. Yeah. So like, is this good? I think what we did here is pretty interesting as a quick pleasure creation activity, but also a storytelling experience in and of itself.
Yeah.
You could take this character on. That's what I liked about it, is like it's kind of applicable, like it's like a session -1 almost to something like you do this work before you bring it to the group, and then you know who your character is.
Or you could even have something like this. Everyone is kind of hanging out, taking turns going across, and you could if you wanted, you could have everyone splashing together. You're doing the drawings for another person's experiences. You're sharing that way, so that way you have this created,
Right.
You have the tents and the fire with your whole crew.
Right. So would this be something that you would want to do, like, I mean, as like a real thing, like you would publish a notebook that maybe has some drawings in it, or you're like, no, this is for paper and pens, and just like we did it with the junk on the table kind of thing, or could you see like making elements of it that were for more a polished design?
I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think that I want to make products that are necessary to play this game. I want this to be something that someone can play if they have paper, something to write with, friends, not even friends, you can do it by yourself, and a pin. What I liked about this is that it felt very much like a Calvin Ball styled playground game. We were clearly making it up as we went along, but the moment there was traction, we felt it. We looked. There was an electric moment every time that something was good about that, and I love that feeling of I'm just gonna sit down and make fun with my friends. And I think that if I were to be selling, if I were to produce, if I were to incorporate specific products, it would I think take from that magic, that weird ephemeral esoteric nature or something like this, where it is a weird game. It's not something most people are ever going to play, if ever it is made in anything. But it's not for them. It's for the people who will sit down and make stuff up. It's for people who want to play poetry with their pals.
I mean, that's kind of your whole brand, right?
It is.
All right. So, give a quick shout out to MythWorks before before we sign off. And you already told me, that's your
So I am.
What you're doing.
I
that's
am
what you're here representing.
I'm here representing MythWorks. We are creators of beautiful comics and beautiful role-playing games. If our games aren't as beautiful as our comics, we won't make them. But
it's all pretty beautiful as far as I've seen.
Thank you. I am a contributing writer and designer. I am head of our playtesting. I am our problem solver. I am the hammer. I am a creative wind. I am a professional friendly person.
I like that. Professional friendly person.
Thank you. I stole it from Matt of Rowan Rook and Deckard. But it is. I am here to help them make our dreams come true and solve problems. Nice. Personally, I am Ric Heise of EuphoRic Heise Games. I make fun little poetry games. You can find me on itch.io. I think it's cerebric.itch.io. I'm not sure.
All right.
But I love making games. I'd love to play something with you and tell a tale with you, my friend.
That's right. So check it out on itch. Check out MythWorks, and I've been Matt Orr from Wet Ink Games. This is us at GAMA. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.